Off Limits is the money podcast that blows up stereotypes, showing you that managing money doesn't have to be hard.
We want you to thrive, not only with your money, but in every part of your life.
What you will get out of this podcast is real, relatable, and relevant tips and strategies that you can apply today. Hi, I'm Donald Raymond, and this is
Christine Spiak. We are money coaches, business owners, and colleagues who are passionate about helping you become more of who you are. So if you're ready, join us. Really feeling like overwhelmed, like I've never thought of finances in this way. I've never thought about having rules or philosophies.
Sorry, it's too late. I'm kidding.
You just dashed some.
I probably need to edit that out.
What we do want you to take away is, let me just start really simple where they can change, right? So for a personal example, our daughter is going to be going off to college in the fall. So we added to our list, we will help her pay for college.
Yep.
We didn't say we will pay entirely for her college, but we do want to, over the next 4 years, help her pay this tuition bill. So we added that to our list. Now, if you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, I don't even really know where to start in those. Some of these things that you guys said today are really helpful. I get it. Okay. I don't want to incur late fees. I don't want to pay ATM fees. I do want to help my kid with college, or I do want to pay off my debt so I can get to retirement. So one of my rules is I'm not going to take on any new debt. Okay, but where do I really use, or what do I use for my guideposts? Where's this taking me? I think it's very important to take a step back. So I'm going to get to our book recommendations a little bit earlier today, because really you have to kind of figure out being content with where you are, looking ahead to where you want to go, having that desire in life, fulfilling your dreams. And they're not just going to happen if you don't actually take steps to make them happen. So in preparing for this episode, Donald and I talked about 2 different books. So you actually get a bonus book in today's episode. The first one is The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. This is a very, very powerful book. If you've never read it, it applies to so many different things in life, but it really helps you realize that you're the only thing stopping you from achieving your dreams. And so what do you have to do today to make that happen? This man was dying of cancer. He was a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and every year he kind of ended his school year with the last lecture that he would send his students off with. Well, this last lecture turned into his insights about seizing opportunities in life. And that's what we want you to do. It always comes back to choosing the life that you want to live and achieving those dreams.
Choosing the life. How many people are living a life of circumstance right now? So things are happening and they're just constantly adjusting to all of the different inputs of life. We all live in that world where we're being bombarded by sensory overload, right? Just input after input. But we get to pick and choose what we react to. And having a philosophy, having those behaviors and that attitude toward something like finances really becomes almost armor. It becomes your protection against those inputs because you already know how you're going to respond. You now know how you're going to act.
Yes, absolutely. So another book, if you're kind of looking for a guide to your own life, is Present Over Perfect, Leaving Behind Frantic for a Simpler, More Soulful Way of Living. And I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but the author is Shauna Niequist, perhaps, and the foreword was written by Brene Brown, who many of us know Brene Brown. What I think for me when I read this book, the takeaway was, you want to live a life of meaning and connection instead of just pushing for perfection. And if we think about that in terms of our money, maybe it's we're trying to have this perfect life and the perfect home and the perfect cars and the perfect vacations and the landscaping and the pool. And if we have learned anything, or if you've learned anything by, listening to Donald and I in our podcast, is money is only a tool. It's never going to replace you as a driver. It's never going to bring you happiness. You have to have contentment within. So if you're always striving for this perfection, you're never going to be happy. And if you're striving for it by spending money, you're certainly not going to be happy, because now you also have a financial stress and burden on top of that. So this book really helps you kind of to realize, okay, it's okay not to push for perfection. Let me be content with where I am today.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Off Limits.
Beyond the podcast, we are money coaches who want to help you.
So if you are looking for help managing your money, use the links in the description below to contact either of us and learn how coaching can help you thrive.
Lastly, please help us to spread the word by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing our podcast with your friends and family.